back, everyone. Welcome back here to the Douyu Cup 2026, day number 1, the big Legends event happening in China. I'm of course host VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chat as well. Welcome one and all. As we are nearing the end of the broadcast, in a sense, we still have 3 series left. We are now reaching that halfway mark in Group B, and we just wrapped up with our first 2 series. Su took down a FanTaSy 2-0. Meanwhile, TY did fall to Coffee. That means we have Su versus Coffee and TY versus FanTaSy, and looks like we have the elimination match first. Okay, so FanTaSy versus TY is going to be coming up first here. Another TvT. Let's go. Let us go. So we have our TvT here. We have our Terran versus Terran. Again, the loser of this series will be knocked out of the tournament. The winner will advance on into the decider match. And I'm curious to see how these two compare to each other. Both players, retirees, but again, we have the Telecom Wars, Bappy, SKT FanTaSy, KTTY. I'm ready. I'm excited. Show us that Terran versus Terran. Again, TY did retire more recently. Remember, TY retired in 2024, only 2 years ago. FanTaSy retired much longer than that ago. So when it comes to recency, when it comes to like recent performances and recent strength and recent skill, TY has that advantage over FanTaSy, but they also both switched to Brood War, by the way, so that did also happen. But we'll see if that's going to be enough. TY was not looking too bad last series, a couple of key mistakes, so a couple of key missteps did cost him the game, but that's TvT. Like one wrong move and bam, you will lose everything. You will lose your tanks, you'll lose your Ravens, you'll lose momentum, and you'll lose control of the game. TvT and all the mirror matchups, to be fair, can be very cutthroat in that sense, and we're jumping into game numero uno. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we do have FanTaSy, the South Korean Terran. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the XKT TY. The XKT player. Let's go. Right, let's go. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Will go the way of FanTaSy or TY, Terran or Terran. Best of luck in the chats. Coming into this, I do lean a little bit more towards TY, but we'll see how FanTaSy can hold his own, if at all, as they load into our mirror matchup. I also emphasized this previously. I'll echo it here as well. These mirror matchups have not changed. So if you enjoyed a TvT in the last patch, it's basically the same thing here as well. Like the mirror matchups, TvT, ZVZ, and PvP, a lot has unchanged in said mirror matchups. I say a lot. I will say ZVZ is a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more chaotic because of the 10 pool that has been introduced to the game. So 10 pools, and also with some changes to like Spore play to Spore. Remember, Spore was strengthened against Mutas, and also Mutas became more microable as well. So there are some key changes in ZVZ, but when it comes to PvP and TvT, when it comes to PvP and TvT, for the most part, like we should be seeing a very similar play to what we saw previously as well. We've already experienced that in the Protoss versus Protoss matchup, and we have been experiencing that here in TvT as well. We saw that in TY versus Coffee. For now, we're going to be opening on up here. We do see that FanTaSy does go for a double gas opener, so double gas leading into a faster factory, a more tech-heavy start out of FanTaSy. Meanwhile, TY is going single gas into a faster CC. So already our players are diverging. FanTaSy is going to be more tech-heavy. TY is going to be more economic. Speaking of being more economic, there is a CC. So again, TY's build leads into a faster command center. FanTaSy's build leads into a faster factory. With this, we have taken our roles. It does mean that TY is going to be the defender. FanTaSy is going to be the aggressor. And we'll see what FanTaSy can get done to make up for his deficit. Because FanTaSy will fall behind economically, but the goal here is to be able to find some economic damage to make up for that. We go. We'll see if we can make up for that. And from here, we're going to be calming things down. We do have our initial Reaper Hellion amassing for FanTaSy, bearing in mind again that he does have a more army production available early on, and he has potential to maybe get some damage done and to push into the natural. We could see him move everything in and try to break that natural base, or split up his army and send Reapers into the main base, meanwhile Hellions into the natural. There's potential. There is potential, Pat. As FanTaSy just now getting his own CC. Starport's on the way. Yo, shout to the Moopies. They're all watching Nova. Goddamn Moopies. As FanTaSy rotates over towards the main. As we mentioned before, there is an opening to maybe get in, and he might even catch a free Reaper. Oh! Gets a volley off. Does get a volley off. TY does pull away in time. Just barely. Yeah, barely does pull away. Going for the dive. Marines will be able to defend. And that Reaper will barely be chased down. And FanTaSy might just have too much here. He might just have too much. Takes down the Reaper. Takes down the Marines as well. And with that, FanTaSy, he overwhelms. No shot. He overwhelms the army. SCVs are going down. Critical damage already. And with that, that's going to be 3. That's going to be 4 SCV kills. Marines that do pop out. And with that, TY will defend. He will defend, but after sustaining some losses here, 3 workers going down. This could have been worse. This could have been a lot worse here. Thankfully, Cyclone pops out. TY will defend. And remember, FanTaSy needed damage to equalize. And look at the worker count. Equal. 26 and 26. Remember, FanTaSy was up in workers. He had the better economy, he had the faster CC, and I would still say that TY is in a better position. You can see he still has a slight worker advantage because he does have a mule advantage as well because of the faster orbital. But that was good enough damage to make up for the opener. True. Yeah, from here we're getting to our own 1/1/1s. Yeah, we have our own 1/1s opening up into Raven play. Behind this, we see TY going for the faster CC. Interesting. I find this interesting just because if you remember, it was Coffee that was going for the faster command center in his series versus TY, not TY himself. So we do have a bit of a shift in roles here. We do see a shift. So again, TY still having the greater economic state. FanTaSy amassing up his bio tank. And we're still waiting to see, say, a second starports or additional Raxes, 3rd CC from FanTaSy. 3rd CC. As FanTaSy does have the tank lead thanks to the faster factory. And there's that command center. So no 2-base all in. FanTaSy is expanding, but we do expect him to move out soon. We still expect that move out. Likewise, scan across the map, confirms the production setup. Extra racks is being thrown down, does get eyes on the 3rd CC timing as well. True, true. So FanTaSy, he now knows that he's behind when it comes to the base count, but he knows that he is now ahead in the army. And here comes the main push. So far, nice tank shot. FanTaSy zoning TY away, setting up for his 3rd. TY's army is a little bit more mobile, but alas, he does not find a way in. The tank's already pre-sieged, and TY gets the hell out of there. Yeah, it does pull out, does pull away. Both players now expanding. And again, as things stand, I do favor FanTaSy's main army, his main composition, just because he is up by 3 tanks. Remember, TY's advantage was supposed to be his economy, but he lost all those workers earlier. So he lost that attempted lead. Now, I do prefer FanTaSy's main army, that is true, but so far he's just set up defensively here. We'll see if he does try to move out. I would prefer to see that, to see him try to push and threaten the 3rd base of TY, but so far staying back. We're slowing things down back. Slowing things down. Raven harassed out of TY. And Raven does move in. Oh. Yeah, it does move in so far. Double auto turrets. They do get an SCV. Nothing major though, just the one. Nice counter disable. And FanTaSy will not get the Raven. Moving on, FanTaSy out of position. Oh my god. Yeah, FanTaSy out of position. TY does stem in. He gets one tank. He might even get the other. And he will. Yeah, the other tank is within range. Second tank goes down. Nice pick also by TY. Very nice. And with that, denies mining. 4 CV kills. FanTaSy losing his tank lead. Remember, FanTaSy, he was up by 3 tanks. Now he's only up by 1. Only by 1. Does go for the sim. We do see a disable on one of the tanks. Likewise, nice counter disable as well. And FanTaSy does catch out TY. Oh my god, he does catch out TY with the disables, with the auto starts as well. FanTaSy does dominate the fight, and it's go time. Yeah, it's go time. We've been here before in the coffee series. It's time for FanTaSy to just commit across the map, push in towards the third base. He does have the tank advantage. 4 tanks to 2. Ravens are out of energy. And he's not quite within range of the base. Within range of the tank? Okay. I was about to say. Yeah, it takes out the missile turret. I swear I saw a tank shot go off on the tank of TY, which is crazy. And FanTaSy is pushing further in. We do see TY trying to come in for a flank, trying to come in for the surround. Who runs into who? FanTaSy does spot him. Yeah, he spots the army. There's that one disable. FanTaSy stims forward. Within range of the tanks. Barely gets 2. No shot. And FanTaSy, he's doing it, Pappy. I say that TY goes to the counter attack, but there are defenses back at home. There are defenses. Oh, FanTaSy being overwhelmed. Gotta be careful. Liberator has arrived, cashing out a free tank. Nice damage here by TY. Does get one of the tanks. FanTaSy has to get the hell out of there, and TY, he's coming in with us around. We have a back and forth. Initially, FanTaSy, he was gaining ground, he was pushing on through, but TY with us around and with the Liberator as well, TY holds. He's holding on, Pappy. He holds on. Nice counterattack as well, as he did delay reinforcements. And with that, we do see TY claiming a 4th expansion. Technically, he's taking up, he's out taking his opponent with those Liberators. Remember, FanTaSy has no Vikings. Fighting for air control with purely Marines is going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. That's TY pushing further in. Sets up those Liberators. And to be fair, TY does not have to push in. Like, remember, he has a base. He has a 4th base behind this. Is going for the Dream Drop as well. FanTaSy does take notice. Does respond. With the help of the auto turrets, he should defend. Yeah, better defense from FanTaSy. TY is going to be careful. He does want to push forward. Does almost get a tank hot pickup. Very nice pickup out of FanTaSy. Saves one of the tanks. FanTaSy stims in, takes on the Liberators, gets both. Yeah, both Liberators go down. But can he hold the line here? The tanks are exposed, and it looks like FanTaSy might not have enough. We'll lose his main tank. We have 1 tank left. Oh, no, sorry, 2 tanks. Yeah, there is that second tank behind it. FanTaSy barely holding on, but he's running out of bio. And again, he's being outscaled. He's just down a base. He's down a base, down an expansion, down an economy. TY over time is outproducing. He's just outproducing FanTaSy. 3-3 is on the horizon. Upgrade advantage here for TY. Now it's TY with the Vikings as well. As TY does pull back. He's going to double down. Jesus, doubling down here with 2 more starports. Triple starport production. He will not lose map control. Sorry, air control, I meant to say. Not lose air control. Stims in, catching out 2 tanks unsieged. Heavy losses for FanTaSy. And again, FanTaSy cannot keep up. He can't keep up. I can't keep up, not like this. I just spread out all over the place here. Again, the concave on FanTaSy is crazy. So many tanks. Likewise, now within range of the CC as well. Nice opposition micro. Keeping the Vikings over the army. Oh, we'll lose both. But we have to sim into tank fire. Yeah, massive tank shots going off. Losing 10 SCVs. Ooh, base out the Marines. Okay. Nice bait by FanTaSy. Baits out the Bio army at the same time going for his own counterattack. Getting into the mineral line. Yeah, it does move in, and with that we do see TY. He's just snowballing out of control. He's about to max out. He's maxing out, pushing further into the third base. FanTaSy's doing what he can, harassing across the map, catching out a couple of workers here and there, a couple of SCVs. We do see another drop on the right-hand side as well. He's doing what he can. Hey, he gets a tank. Oof. As he'll lose a full medevac as well. Ay, ay, ay. And again, FanTaSy, he was so close. He was doing so well early on. He had the stronger early game, pushing across the map, pushing into the third. But remember, it was TY's backstab, catching reinforcements, delaying any kind of reinforcements, and just stemming the tide. Able to come in from behind as well, collapsing the army, get the full surround. FanTaSy was looking good until that surround, until that brutal engage. It was close. It was close, and it all fell apart. And TY pushing down onto low ground, disables one of the tanks, and cleans up all 5. Oh, that was 5 tanks. that was almost everything, Pappy. Again, TY is maxed. Now, pushing into tank lines is still difficult even when you're up in supply. Oh, as FanTaSy does find some free damage. It's 1, 2, 3 tanks, I want to say. So not bad. But at the same time, TY rotates. He does find the 4th base. That's really the main floated over. 21 SCV kills. Likewise, FanTaSy did not find all the tanks. Looks like he only killed 2. And TY, he can just keep going. Yeah, they're the liberators. There's too much freedom, Pappy. Too much freedom. Oh. Yeah, tanks they siege up. 2 liberators going to be sniped. So FanTaSy is able to just hold on a little bit longer. Building another base on location. And here comes TY. Yeah, Sims on forward. Again, there's barely a siege line here to hold on to. Kills another expansion. GG gets called. And TY, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. TY, he will claim a lead in the series. Again, it was a back and forth. We had an intense back and forth here. As I mentioned before, I will stand by that FanTaSy had the stronger early game, the early to mid game. Like, FanTaSy was in control. He was able to push across the map, able to push in towards the third base, and was able to out-trade even. He was out-trading, had the higher tank count, but then his reinforcements got caught. He got caught from behind. Likewise, he came in for the surround as well, and TY was able to collapse in the army, ensure that there were no reinforcements, and able to kind of segment FanTaSy off from the rest of his forces. And with that, did lose map control, and everything just snowballed from there. GG. GG, well played. As FanTaSy was just stuck at home defending. Again, we mentioned this at the start, or when it comes to this map as itself, like that triangular third base on at attorney's edge, they're so close to each other, they allow for hyper aggressive moves like this, with very little room for error. And with that, TY takes a lead. does take a lead. Now we're going to be getting into game number 2, going to be loading into Sanctuary 3. Oh boy. Now I will say that this map is a little bit more defensive or a little bit more macro oriented compared to At Attorney's Edge. Again, at Attorney's Edge you expand towards each other and the rush distance by ground is very short. On Sanctuary 3, a longer distance between third and third base. There is still like a very direct path across the map, that is true, but there are other factors at play as well. We'll get into it. We'll get into it here. Likewise, it is a TvT, so the potential to like proxy and cheese and be hyper aggressive, the potential is there for sure. Potential is there. So we are jumping in. Fancy GG timing, gotta love it. I mean, 100%. True. You can't fault it. It's on brand, Pappy. It's on brand. Yeah, it is on brand. In general here, we have seen TY embrace like more modern builds. I mean, partially because he's a more modern player, but we'll see. We'll see how our players will adjust. As coming into game number 2, we do have FanTaSy in the top right and TY in the bottom left. Get the music. Let's go. Let us go. So welcome on to Sanctuary 3. Here on this map, as I mentioned before, the rush distance between third and third base is very direct. That is true. Similar to At Attorney's Edge, but there are slow zones, right? There are slow zones in the center. We have choke points. We have destructible towers as well. So there are ways to slow down a push if you did want to be more defensive. The options are there. I say if you want to be more defensive because in general in TvT, you do want to be active when it comes to claiming your third base. Both players were last game and the pendulum swung from one player to the other. It was a chaotic game and a chaotic first game in that sense, but we'll see how our players do adjust. Remember, game 1 TY was the defender initially and FanTaSy was the aggressor, as FanTaSy did go for a double gas opener. We'll see if that trend continues or if we do adjust or even switch places coming to game 2. Oh, as here we go, double gas from FanTaSy, double gas out of TY. So both players going to be going for more tech heavy starts. This tells me that both players will be able to go into faster factories and a faster and heavier tech start. No one is being economic, not this time. No. Here we go. Sorry, my voice is struggling a little bit here. For those who are unaware, it is winter in Australia, and it's very, very cold. Very cold. So cold, dry weather, and 7-hour cast doesn't mesh together well. Like it. my voice is struggling a little bit. Little bit. For now, again, we are going to be opening up. Again, factory openers from both players. We'll see if we commit into Reaper Hellion or into early Cyclone play. Options are there. The options are going to be there. So far, both players kind of mirroring each other. Reactor Reaper out of TY. And both players will expand. Now remember, the natural bases here on Sanctuary 3 are on the high ground, so it does allow for more defensive play, or it does mean it's going to be more difficult to push up the ramp and in towards the natural. FanTaSy does make his way towards the main. TY out of position, but does react in time. Yeah, he's close by now. He is close by. FanTaSy pulls out. Gets the hell out of there. Does race back home. Basically, FanTaSy just noticed that it was the same build, so he did not want to get caught out by the defender's advantage. So he gets the hell out of there. Oh, and that is an earlier tech lab for TY. Okay. So we'll see if we just open up Raven again. It is not unheard of to open up Banshee and delay Raven production and go for some early cheeky damage. As TY does go for the counterattack, Reapers into the main. Does scout the production and does not get the SCV. It doesn't get the worker here. Ooh, bleeds out Reapers. So a couple of losses early on here for TY. Trading 2 for 1. And TY does go Raven first. Okay. Playing standard, just going for the early Raven. Get Ravens there off in the backbone of the army in TvT. He's off in the backbone. Oh. Yeah, from here the Reaper is going to be called out. FanTaSy, he is holding. Or he shuts down the Reaper. He likewise has nothing to really hide here. No! I did notice some of the stuttering earlier, and it looks like the Observer PC is having some connectivity issues. Oh. Okay. Again, the servers have been a little bit unstable today. I want to say that's the 3rd or 4th time that we've seen someone lagging out. Hopefully we can calm down. From here, just opening up with our tanks with our Ravens. Nothing crazy. FanTaSy working towards interference matrix. So we should be seeing the same from TY soon as well. Should be seeing the same. As we get our POV. FanTaSy POV as well. Let's go. I appreciate that we see this every now and then. Seeing the POV of our players. FanTaSy catching out a Hellion. There's been no major signs of aggression here in regards to like a second starport or additional production. Both players should be expanding, building up into their 3rd base. It is, as I mentioned previously, it is very typical to see aggression as we take our 3rd. And there is that 3rd CC on the way for TY. So TY begins his 3rd base, starts to break out. Fighting for map control. Oh, as FanTaSy is going to be the first to get into Viking production. Okay, reactor on the starport, reactor Viking. I could be mistaken, but I believe that means that he did cut Raven production a little bit earlier. TY's on 3 Ravens. FanTaSy, is he on 2? No, 3. Okay. He's on 3 Ravens. Just starts Vikings. Who does siege first? Oh, again, making use of the slow zone. No one wants to be caught out. I mentioned this earlier, specifically on this map, because of these slow zones, these main pushes are going to be delayed. And they can be denied, but FanTaSy, he does outposition. Yeah, he rotates over, gets onto the high ground. Is he shocking for the army? TY does spot it. Yeah, that's what FanTaSy. Oh, does force a siege. Does force a siege. FanTaSy moving further in, within range of some of the production. And will force a lift. Okay, delaying the 3rd. As TY's third base is delayed, FanTaSy is expanding on location. Bear that in mind. Do we base trade? Where are we going? Where are we going, Bappy? He's committing. Okay, it is very delayed just because TY has to go all the way across the map, but he does catch reinforcements. Gets a free tank. Free tank. And FanTaSy turns around? Oh, I don't think we can. We just got to send it. TY turns around, actually. Yeah, TY turns back around, getting ready for a surround. FanTaSy's now on the low ground. Much more open, much more exposed. Ravens are going to be zoned away. CC under fire, massive pickoff. Yeah, command center goes down. TY supply blocked as well. Ooh, heavy supply block. Miss rally out of FanTaSy. Getting messy. We're getting messy. And FanTaSy commits. Yeah, he commits. Sorry, TY commits. He commits on the ramp, pushing into the natural. We're going for the base trade, but it's all about breaking that main. There is still a lot of energy left over. Oh, you have to throw down the turrets. Yeah, we need to throw them down. One Raven goes down. Wasted energy. Throws down a couple more. Boys are being pulled. Marines are running out. But TY is doing it. TY, he is pushing through. He's trying to at least. He's down to 4 tanks and 4 Marines. At the same time, FanTaSy is yet to push into the natural. He's now moving in. Yeah, FanTaSy now pushing forward. Oof. Yeah, barely catching those tanks, barely catching reinforcements. More boys are being pulled. They try to collapse on the bio. Oh, again, we're gonna kill every single SCV here. What's happening across the map? Again, pan over to FanTaSy. Like, how is he not gaining ground? What's stopping him? He's now within range of the CC, but this has taken so long for FanTaSy. Oh no, he's left idle. He's left idle. 1, 2, 3 Ravens. Massive pickoffs. They were full energy Ravens as well. No shot. That's game. That's game to lose all 3 Ravens. That could have been massive sable. That could have been a way to push into the bases. Boys now being pulled. Yeah, the FanTaSy will lose all these tanks. Every tank will go down. And TY holds. TY, he holds back at home and he cribbles across the map. TY up in bases. Sorry, up in economy, I should say. Up in workers, up in army. Even on bases. And TY's coming. Yeah, TY, he breaks out. Again, FanTaSy, he left his army idle. He left his Ravens idle specifically. So no disables, no auto turrets. Otherwise, he would have held that position. And now TY's moving in. And now he's moving in. Forcing FanTaSy's hand. The tank is within range of the CC. TY actually backs off, dropping into the main. Yeah, drops into the main base. So FanTaSy's getting distracted. I don't know how much is dropped in. I think it's just a full American Marines. Yep. Yeah, just Marines. They're able to trade well. Shots to the medevac. Oh my god. And TY, he just ignores the third. Wow, he just ignores the third base. Just goes straight into the main. Does catch the tank. He cleans up all the SCVs. GG gets called. And TY, he will claim the series 2-0. Advancing on to the decider match. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. TY, he will claim the series. FanTaSy, he is out of the tournament. He'll be the first player to be knocked out of Group B. GG, well played. Again, a very intense back and forth, but as we saw, one, it was a late decision for TY to go for the base trade. He was out of position, and it was a really hard call to make. But despite that, he was able to get across the map, push up the ramp, and push into the main. Meanwhile, FanTaSy took too long. He took far too long to push up into the natural, considering he had 3 full energy Ravens. Like, I wish the camera panned over, because he was stuck outside the natural for a long time, not gaining any ground, despite having 3 full Ravens. Like, I have a hard time kind of seeing how that happened. As you can just move in, disable the tanks, and push forward. It didn't look like there was any anti-air to stop that from happening, so very tentative play out of FanTaSy, maybe just a little bit too fixated defensively and too focused on that defense back at home, and he was a little bit inattentive to his main army, and that allowed TY to build up more reinforcements to take advantage of that economy and to eventually overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. TY, he will advance on. And with that, we have 2 series left here tonight. Up next is going to be a ZVT between Sue and Coffee. They're going to be facing off in a Zerg versus Terran matchup. And following that, the loser of that series will be playing against TY in the decider match. So 2 series left. We are going to be going on a short break. When we come back, Sue versus Coffee will be coming at you. See you soon. See you soon, Bappy. See you soon.